Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do Dijkstra's algorithm in this graph to answer the following questions. This was one of the test questions given in our midterm. So the first question asks, what is the cost of the shortest path from B to E? Well, in order to know that, we need to first follow Dijkstra's algorithm. And from B to E, there is going to be many steps, but first we need to look at the costs of each path. So from B to A, the path is basically, it costs 2. So we will write it as the cost is 2 coming from B. And then I can't decide either if it's going to be A, F, or C yet. I need to first calculate the costs and then decide on the cheapest cost so I can jump onto that. And for this one, it would be 6, coming from B. And for this one, it will be 2. I'm going to put it 2 coming from B. So these two are the same cost, which are the cheapest ones. And it doesn't matter which one we take. I'm just going to take A for the sake of it. So A is gonna become our first working node. So I'm gonna put an so this is first working node is B because that's where we're here already. Then we jumped into A, which is the second working node. And then after that, I'm gonna just look into what paths A can take. I can't not take B because it will mean going backwards. So I'm just going to keep on going forward, which is either go to C with a cost of +5 or go to F with a cost of +1. So the way I write it is I'm going to have 2 plus 5 equals 7 coming from A, right? And now I'm going to have for F, I'm going to have 2 plus 1 coming from A. So it's going to be 3, A. And after that, I'm just going to decide on whether I should take 3 coming from A, or 7 coming from A, or 6 coming from B, or 2 coming from B. And since this is cheaper, I'm just gonna go ahead and get 2B. So this is gone. Alright, and I'm gonna stick to 2 coming from B. So this F will become our third working node. And after F becoming on our third working node, I'm gonna go ahead and decide where we could go. So we could either go to E or we could go to C. Remember that we're adding always the costs. So if I want to go to C, I will get the cost to be 2 plus 3, which is 5, coming from F, right? So these two cancel out because it's cheaper this way. And now 3, it will be 3 coming from F because we have 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 coming from F. And in between 5 and 3, our cheapest cost is going to be 3. So E becomes our fourth working node, right? And then once we're here, we need to calculate again. So to go to C from E will be 3 plus 1, which is 4, coming from E, right? So this goes away. And now to go to D, we would have 4 plus 3 is 7 coming from E. And between 4 and 7, I'm going to go ahead and take 4 because it's the cheapest path. And I'm going to highlight C, and C is going to be your fifth working node. And now after that, I'm going to go ahead and decide where do I want to go. Well, there's not much where I can go. I have 4, cost of 4 coming from E, plus 8. And D is our last working node. So we would have 4 plus 8 is going to be 12, comma E. So it's either 7 coming from E or 12 coming from, sorry, this is C. Because I added 4. Let's see. So this is C. So it's either 12 coming from C or 7 coming from E. So I'm going to go ahead and decide 7 coming from E. And yeah, so this is going to be our 6th working node. And once we're here, we just, one of the questions is, what is the cost of the shortest path from B to E? So the shortest path would be F, B. So B, F, E, and the cost will be 3. That's why we have these 3 right here. So it will be 3 for that. And then the 5th working node that is visited during the algorithm. That's why I put these numbers in these bubbles, so we can identify like which one was first and so. So this was the first one, this was the second one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one. The fifth one was C. So the 5th node visited during the algorithm was C. Now, what is the last node visited? Well, if I'm going from B to E, it's going to be E. But throughout the whole algorithm from B to D, because I did it all of it, the last node visited will be D. Because it's the 6th one, and there are only 6 nodes. So list the least cost path from B to D. So from B to D, the least cost path. Well, I'm gonna start at D. That's gonna be, I mean, this is gonna be your last, right? But that's where I'm gonna start because I'm gonna go backwards. So from D to E, from E to F, and from F to B. So it's D, E, F, B, and going forwards, B, F, E, D. That was the least cost path from B to D, and that was Dijkstra's algorithm. This is only for exam purposes. You might do it differently. People might do it differently. That's okay. This is the way I do it, and yeah. So I'll talk to you later.